Do you know what completely changed the way I think about mosquitoes? It was not a stronger spray, a citronella candle, or an expensive electronic trap. It was an ordinary birdbath in my neighbor Earl's backyard. The basin sat in the shade and often held still water, the exact conditions I had always associated with mosquito larvae. Yet Earl said he rarely found any there. A piece of copper pipe rested at the bottom, and he believed it was responsible. That claim sent me searching for answers. What I discovered was more complicated and far more useful than the simple backyard story. Welcome to Buried Fixes. For nearly 15 years, I handled mosquitoes the way many homeowners do. I waited until they started biting and then fought the adults. I burned candles, covered myself with repellent, installed a glowing bug zapper, and repeated the same routine every summer. These products sometimes offered temporary relief, but they never stopped the next generation from appearing. The breakthrough came when I stopped looking at the insects flying around me and started looking at the water around my property. Mosquito larvae develop in water. Depending on the species and conditions, some mosquitoes can progress from egg to flying adult in roughly 7 to 10 days. A neglected bucket, clogged gutter, plant saucer, folded tarp, or even a very small container can therefore become a nursery. That means the most important battle is not fought in the air. It is fought before the mosquitoes ever grow wings. Copper does have an interesting scientific connection to mosquito larvae, and we will examine it carefully. But it is not a magical force field, and dropping random metal into every pond can create risks for fish and other aquatic life. Before discussing copper, we need to begin with the safest and most effective step: finding every place where water is quietly collecting around your home. Before buying another gadget or treatment, conduct a complete standing water audit. Walk across your property and identify every place where rainwater or irrigation can remain for several days. Begin with the obvious sources: bird baths, children's pools, uncovered rain barrels, buckets, discarded tires, wheelbarrows, watering cans, and saucers beneath flower pots. Empty what you can, turn unused containers upside down, and tightly cover anything intended to store water. Then inspect the places most homeowners overlook. Clogged gutters can hold shallow pools beneath leaves and debris. Corrugated downspout extensions are another common problem, because water becomes trapped inside their folds. Fence posts without caps, hollow tree stumps, poorly drained trash can lids, sagging grill covers, and tarps stretched over firewood can all collect enough water for mosquitoes to develop. Look beneath decks and behind sheds, where forgotten cans, toys, or containers may remain undisturbed for months. Inspect the drainage line from your air conditioner as well. If it empties into a depression that never dries, that small wet area deserves attention. Basement sump basins, landscape drains, and catch basins should also be properly covered or maintained. One of the easiest ways to locate these hidden sites is to wait for rainfall. About 24 hours later, walk around the property with a flashlight. Reflected light will reveal water in places that are difficult to notice during the day. Mark every location with a small landscape flag, then return with a bucket, brush, cover, or drainage solution. Do not merely pour out the water. Mosquito eggs can remain attached to the inside walls of some containers, so scrub them before refilling or storing them. The CDC recommends emptying and cleaning water-holding items at least once every week. The first time I performed a serious audit, I found 11 potential breeding sites, including a sagging tarp and an old can behind my shed. None looked important alone. Together, however, they could have produced hundreds of mosquitoes. Your property may be creating the problem in places you pass every day without noticing. Now we can examine the copper claim and separate laboratory evidence from internet exaggeration. Researchers have tested metallic copper against larvae of Aedes albopictus, commonly known as the Asian tiger mosquito. Controlled studies found that copper surfaces and released copper ions could delay larval development, reduce successful adult emergence, or kill larvae under particular exposure conditions. One field study using containers coated internally with metallic copper reported larval reductions exceeding 99% for approximately 3 months. That is meaningful evidence, but it does not prove that any piece of household copper dropped into water will automatically produce the same result. The effectiveness depends on several factors, including the copper's exposed surface area, water chemistry, exposure time, container size, and the amount of dissolved copper actually released. This is where the so-called earth battery enters the story. When copper and zinc are placed in an electrically conductive liquid and connected, they form a simple galvanic cell. Because the metals have different electrical potentials, zinc generally corrodes as the sacrificial anode, while electrons move through the connection. This is ordinary electrochemistry, the basic principle behind early batteries. However, claims that 2 buried metal rods create an invisible, yard-wide field capable of repelling mosquitoes are not supported by reliable peer-reviewed evidence. Mosquitoes breeding in a bucket will not be affected by metal rods buried elsewhere in dry soil. There is another important limitation. Copper is not harmless, simply because it is a natural element. Dissolved copper can be toxic to fish, amphibians, aquatic invertebrates, and beneficial microorganisms. Its toxicity changes with water hardness, pH, and other chemical conditions. For that reason, a homemade copper-zinc assembly should not be placed in a pond, aquarium, livestock trough, or wildlife water source under the assumption that concentrations will remain safe. Copper-based larval control is best understood as a promising, controlled container technique, not a universal do-it-yourself treatment. If a registered copper product is legally available for mosquito control in your area, follow its label precisely rather than estimating a dose with scrap metal. The larger lesson is simple. Interesting science must still be applied within its proven limits. For ordinary homes, removing water and using approved larvicides remains safer and more predictable than trying to manufacture an unmeasured copper solution. Once you have completed the standing water audit, divide every water source into 2 categories: what you can eliminate and what must remain. Start by removing the unnecessary sources. Empty buckets. Turn wheelbarrows upside down. Clear blocked gutters. Tighten sagging tarps, and dispose of containers that serve no purpose. Cover rain barrels with tightly fitted lids or fine mesh that adult mosquitoes cannot pass through. Bird baths should be emptied, scrubbed, and refilled at least once a week. For water that cannot be drained, consider a registered larvicide containing BTI, Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis. BTI is a naturally occurring bacterium used to control mosquito, black fly, and fungus gnat larvae. When mosquito larvae consume it, specific proteins damage their digestive systems and prevent them from reaching adulthood. BTI products are commonly sold as dunks, granules, or pellets. The correct amount and treatment interval vary by formulation, so always follow the product label. Never assume that one dunk automatically treats every container for exactly 30 days. Sunlight, water movement, temperature, and product design can affect how long a treatment remains active. When used according to its approved label, BTI is generally considered a targeted option with far less impact on people, pets, birds, fish, and most beneficial insects than broad-yard spraying. Even so, it should be applied only where the label permits. I use different solutions for different sites. A rain barrel receives a secure screen, and, when appropriate, a labeled BTI treatment. A bird bath is scrubbed and refreshed weekly. A drainage basin is cleaned, so water can move instead of stagnating. Containers that are not needed are removed entirely. This layered approach matters because no single treatment can compensate for ignored breeding sites. Treating one barrel while leaving a clogged gutter and 5 plant saucers untouched will barely change the mosquito population. Set aside 10 minutes on the same day each week. Empty and scrub small containers. Inspect gutters and drains. Confirm that covers remain secure, and reapply approved treatments only when the label directs you to do so. That short routine interrupts the mosquito life cycle before larvae become biting adults. It is less dramatic than fogging the entire yard, but it targets the actual source of the problem. A successful defense also depends on understanding which mosquito is biting you. More than 3,000 mosquito species exist worldwide, but most homeowners encounter only a few. Their breeding and feeding habits are not identical. The common house mosquito, Culex pipiens, is usually brownish or gray. It often feeds around dusk and dawn and lays clusters of eggs on stagnant water. Storm drains, neglected pools, clogged ditches, rain barrels, and polluted standing water can all support its development. Some Culex mosquitoes can travel much farther than container breeding species. Consequently, mosquitoes in your yard may originate from a neglected water source several properties away. Cleaning your own land still helps, but neighborhood cooperation can produce a much larger reduction. The Asian tiger mosquito, Aedes albopictus, behaves differently. It is a small, dark mosquito recognized by white bands on its legs and a pale stripe along its back. It commonly bites during daylight and breeds in artificial containers. It does not require a pond. Water inside a bottle cap, discarded cup, plant saucer, toy, tire, or folded plastic sheet may be enough. Unlike some Culex mosquitoes, the Asian tiger mosquito generally remains relatively close to where it emerged. If these striped mosquitoes attack you while you are gardening at noon, the breeding source is likely somewhere nearby. That clue changes your search. For evening mosquitoes, inspect larger stagnant sources, drains, gutters, and surrounding low areas. For aggressive daytime biters, examine every small container around your home and encourage immediate neighbors to do the same. Avoid relying entirely on appearance, because identification can be difficult without close examination. Local health departments or mosquito control districts may help identify common species and explain which diseases are present in your region. The important lesson is that biology determines strategy. Where does the mosquito lay its eggs? How far does it usually travel? When does it seek a blood meal? Answer those questions, and you can target its life cycle instead of repeatedly spraying the adults you happen to see. Once you know the species and eliminate its preferred breeding sites, mosquito control becomes far less mysterious and much more effective. Let us bring everything back to the birdbath, where this story began. Copper can interfere with mosquito larvae under controlled conditions, and the galvanic reaction between copper and zinc is genuine electrochemistry. But that does not turn 2 pieces of metal into a magical mosquito shield. An unmeasured homemade device may be ineffective, and in water containing fish, frogs, or other wildlife, dissolved copper may cause harm. The reliable solution is a layered defense built around the mosquito's breeding cycle. First, eliminate every unnecessary source of standing water. Second, empty and scrub small containers every week so eggs do not remain attached to their walls. Third, cover rain barrels and storage tanks with secure lids or mosquito-proof mesh, where water cannot be removed. Use an approved larvicide such as BTI strictly according to its label. Finally, learn which mosquito species is active around your home so you can focus on the places it is most likely to breed. This entire routine can take as little as 10 minutes a week. Check the gutters, refresh the bird bath, empty plant saucers, inspect tarps and outdoor equipment, and make sure drains are flowing. After heavy rain, Repeat the audit before 7 days have passed. You do not need to buy every gadget on the market or coat your entire yard with insecticide. The goal is not to chase each adult mosquito through the air. The goal is to prevent hundreds of new adults from emerging in the first place. Take a walk around your property today and count the water sources you find. Then leave your number in the comments. I would genuinely like to know what was hiding in plain sight. If this practical, evidence-based approach helped you, subscribe to Buried Fixes and turn on notifications. We examine the household solutions that actually hold up, expose the ones that waste your money, and show you how to solve problems at their source. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.